For those who are watching on YouTube, I made a mistake and we don't have the complete video clips of everything. Otherwise, this podcast is available on SoundCloud and Spotify as well. I'm also actively encouraging feedback. Feel free to leave a comment or email me directly at shangwei@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. This podcast may contain subjects or topics that may be offensive or insensitive in nature. All subjects of coarse language and stories should be considered as banter, and therefore this podcast should not be listened to. If you hear something that you don't like, feel free to turn this podcast off and go about your day.
Right.
So you guys set up the camera and stuff? So
Yeah, if you can set
You
up
ready?
the camera. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put this down.
That's all good. Let's see. Yeah,
I'll put the camera over there. So let me see if I can get all three of us in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I have all of us sit here, but that might not be enough space. But if you can get it set up like over there, where we can all see each other.
Okay, let me extend these legs.
If not, I do have my own stand.
You do?
Yeah, but it's more for a phone.
Okay. Maybe put it on the chair if it's tall enough.
Yeah. Bro, why don't you record in the gym? When you're working out, you could bring that there, record your workouts and stuff.
I don't know. Where am I gonna post that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Flex the muscles.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Be
gonna
like
have to do
teaching
it,
people
man.
how to do the handstand.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, bro. I've been trying to do that, bro. But every time I'm so locked in the gym, I'm just.
That's not my type of content, man. And then I'm only in there for like
working out?
45 minutes. Like, how much time am I? I could just set it up mad easy. I know what you mean. This shit feels a little off. Hold up. I think that's good. So we got.
There's like pointing down, right?
I can adjust that. Yeah, you were right.
Nah, yeah, I'm trying to get on that fitness content, bro. That shit's really blowing up.
Do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying. I don't record at the gym is the thing. I need to, but the thing is, I be just like so locked in, like focused on my workout. I'm like, I forget to like record myself.
That's
Like,
good. You
fuck.
definitely have I think it's more like you have to dedicate some time to do it.
Yeah, it's
Instead of just like putting it like in casually.
right.
But then again, I did want to I approached Pat about this and he's willing to do it. I don't know if I approach you about it. I want to like, eventually like if I'm staying here for a little longer, I'm thinking about starting a fitness company.
A fitness company?
Yeah, like we're selling a course and we're literally the way we sell it is our bodies. Right? So I'm assuming you have a 6-pack as well.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working
know
on it,
what,
bro.
like-
My shit used to be popping back and like.
Maybe I should sit in that chair over there.
If
Yeah.
you want, bro, you could move your chair over here and then set it up right here, like how we usually do it. You know?
Yeah, but I might be a little cramped, but we can do that.
Yeah, I want to sit over there.
You want to sit
You
over
want
there?
to sit on that
I
side?
think I can get that chair is in.
Hold
Can
on.
you moving a little, Kev?
Move what?
See, I'm just trying to see if you're in the frame.
Oh, move in. Oh.
Yeah, I want to try to get you.
Moving right here.
Yeah, wait, stay right. You don't gotta get closer to him. You can stay where you were. I just want you to.
Oh,
closer.
move in.
Move
Yeah,
in.
you're in the frame. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, that's cool.
Yes, just
Right
don't
there.
go back too much further than that.
Yeah, okay.
All right, you're in. You're in. I can see my microphone right there, but I can't see the. All right, that should be good. I could maybe sit over there.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
All right, I'm gonna press record. All right, we're going.
If you want, I could check it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
take
you
a
can
seat
check
there. Take a seat there. And I'm gonna see.
Yeah, I'll sit here. You tell me if you can see me, and I'll just push this back a little like this.
Yeah, you out of frame. Move in a little bit.
What if I sit over here?
Yeah, that's much better.
That's better. All right, so I'm gonna set you up with number 2 then.
Yeah, probably just move that move that mic here because it's like covering your face.
Oh, you can push
There
it.
we go. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's Gucci right there. Yeah, right there, right there. That's Gucci. All right.
2.
Hey, we got
Let's
the
get
video.
this party started, man.
Do you hear
I
yourself?
can hear you. I'm good.
You hear everybody?
Yeah.
All right, cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
Gucci.
So, all right, before we start, how do you guys want me to introduce you guys?
How do I want you to introduce me? You can introduce me as
Yes.
Rob Williams, who I am. Yeah, you know, Rob
Thanks.
Williams from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. Not raised, but born. You know, born in
Okay.
Brooklyn, raised in Long Island.
Okay.
But I don't need a special introduction. I am who I am.
No, that's what's up.
But what's the unique thing about me? When you spell out my full name, Robert Arthur Williams, it spells raw forwards and
Raw.
war backwards. So when
And
you call
war.
a word that spells one thing forwards and a different thing backwards.
Backwards.
That's interesting.
A palindrome spells the same thing forwards and backwards, like LOL. Laugh out
Right,
loud.
right,
race
right,
car.
LOL.
A race car.
Race
yeah.
car, right? Yeah.
But
That's
God is another one, like 2 words.
God and dog.
God and dog.
Yeah,
God and dog.
right.
Yeah, I remember my baby sister said this the other day. She's like, I'm a dog backwards.
Like what? Yo, I was at a holiday party one day, and this little kid, he was like, "What's 500 plus 500?" And we were like, 1,000. He was like, "No, 1,000."
That's
you're
a good one. That's a good one.
You're right. But yeah, go, Kev. How do you want to introduce yourself?
Yo, I'm gonna introduce myself then. My name is Kevin. They call me K-Sav. Kevin Reyes, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. My family's from El Salvador. Been living in New York my whole life, really. Trying to get into some more traveling, trying to see what's out there, really. But that's a lot. That's about me. I work out a lot. Some of my hobbies I like doing is like some rapping, some podcasting, some public speaking, things like that. I'm into finance as well, or into real estate as well. Those are some of my interests, but mainly sticking to like the working out and like self-development aspect of things, I would say, like overall. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your host, Shang Wei. This is not what's the word? Structured properly because it's still like episode like 10. Still
Yeah.
brand new. For those who know, I used to be a real estate agent, and now I'm just working out like a crazy madman, trying to get to the Air Force, Special Warfare specifically. This podcast, Shang Wei or No Way, it's also my brand, my YouTube channel, and we have a couple more projects coming out, but they might not come out so soon yet.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that, then. Stay tuned.
So special warfare, man. We were talking about that before, but that's
Right.
really intense. Like,
Oh,
is
yeah.
somebody in your family in the military? Like, what inspired you?
I'll be frank. It was kind of calculated impulse, to put it in a way of speaking.
Yeah.
I was in the real estate game for almost 2 years,
Yeah.
right? But then I realized there's very few people in the real estate game that are disciplined and pushing themselves to be even more disciplined. And that's kind of demotivating. When you see you're the only one that wakes up before 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
pushing yourself, working out, trying to gain knowledge,
Yeah.
and just making it work and still be positive,
Yeah.
it's kind of motivating. Where everybody around you is just super negative.
It pumps you up.
I mean,
You saying it
Makes
motivates you or it
you
does not?
it makes me down.
Oh, I
when
hear
I'm,
you.
When I'm the only one doing it.
Yeah.
My peers, they weren't doing it. It was
Yeah.
only me.
It's like, why is everybody not doing this if that it's going to make you better?
Exactly. And then they complain about it too.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. They complain about it when they're actively doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
Whereas-
It's like that negative energy. It's
Yeah.
like,
You know
like
what I-
getting infected.
You know what I was thinking this morning?
affecting
How
you?
much I love double D's.
Double D's.
Double D's.
You need double D's, you know? If you do it, you deserve it. If you don't do it, you don't deserve it.
That's what you meant. Okay, I was thinking something.
Double
else.
D.
You do it, you deserve
You
it.
know?
You don't do
Yeah.
it,
Who
you don't
doesn't
deserve
love
it.
double D's, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I love double
I
D's.
love
It's my
double
favorite.
D's, you know?
Yeah.
So if you do it, you deserve it. You know, if you want something,
Yeah.
you know, if you feel like you got to deserve it, you got to do the work to get it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and I think that ties into what you were saying. Like, people complain about not being successful, but they're not getting up early. They're not doing the things that you need to do. You know, you don't have that structure.
Right.
No.
Like, how are you going to build a skyscraper if you don't know the blueprint?
Right.
It's not even that. It's just they themselves mentally don't. I would say they don't even see it. Like they don't see it in themselves. Like anybody can say I need to work out or I want to work out, but how many people actually actively do it consistently and build themselves after here on in? That's the difference. Like there's people who say things out loud, but they always just lie to themselves.
I think that it's hard to commit that consistency to multiple facets of life. Because that consistency should be applied to all facets, but
Yeah.
are you consistent in all facets?
That's an interesting way to see it.
Do you consistently eat healthy? Do you consistently go to the gym? Do you consistently pick up garbage when you see it because you know the garbage is going to
Yeah.
attract rats?
So are you saying it's like an all-in type of thing or
Yeah,
nothing? It's like
yeah.
your whole lifestyle has to change. if
Yeah,
you
it's not
really
just
want
one
this.
way. It's being hypocritical. You know?
Because you could be like, you get up at 6 every day, and like you're like, man, these guys are just, they're complaining about it, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But then, you complain about like, the mess or something else. But what are you doing consistently to offset that?
I know what you mean.
So it's a lifestyle, like you said. Everybody's guilty, like, but you have to be the bigger person to realize that and take that step back and hold yourself accountable.
I don't think it's more accountability.
You think it is?
I think it's accountability because especially in our generation, we're Gen Z. So in our generation, there's a lot of people who don't take accountability for their own actions. Like it's so easy to point fingers at someone else, but as opposed to like looking at yourself objectively speaking and see like, okay, why did I do this at this moment? Right? Saying like, okay, maybe this is from my trauma, maybe because I'm emotional in this time, right? But it's very easy like, oh, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Not like I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That level of accountability doesn't exist anymore.
No, and then apologies don't exist anymore. Because you could, like you said, like you said before, you could get emotional about something, and it could be because of a past trauma, and you could feel guilty about it, like right after. You're like, damn, I know that was wrong, but are you going to apologize about it? Like you can apologize if you know you did something wrong or whatever. You got to be the bigger person to step up and apologize, even if. I remember one time I was arguing with my brother, and like I apologized right after. My sister, like a few days after we were talking about it, and she was like, "Why did you apologize right there? Like that was fake." I'm like, "Actually, it wasn't because I knew that I shouldn't have been like acting like that right there. And if I didn't apologize right there, then I probably never would apologize."
This is true, yeah.
Like the longer you wait to apologize for something, the harder it is.
I agree.
So is it like about like being the bigger person or being more mature?
Yeah.
Like having a more mature mindset and just saying like, you know what, like, I'm gonna let this be how it is, and I'm not gonna let it get out of control since it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
If you keep going that path, right?
Yeah, it could get worse in different ways. Like it could just affect your mentality, and now you just all messed up throughout the day, and you have that guilty conscience.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe the other person, like they already squashed it, but you still thinking about it.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's also I believe personally it's karma.
Yeah.
Like if you naturally just give people bad energy, it just sticks with you too, because that's everything you do is a projection of what you are internally, right? So if you see somebody and you constantly put them down, what that tells me is that you in your own head put yourself down, and you have to do that to other people to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
As opposed to like when you see someone else that's, especially young people, like trying to get there, I find inspiration in that. I try to push them up even more because I see myself in them, and that's the case for most other people. We see ourselves in other people, so that we don't like to admit it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It gets deep. I don't know.
Yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep.
I
bro.
spend a lot of time thinking about this. Like ever since I moved out, I've been spending most of my time resolving my traumas, and I realized like that has propelled my maturity so far more than every other.
How do you resolve traumas?
Honestly, pure silence.
Yeah?
Yeah, like no phone, no contact. You go somewhere in pure silence and you just think.
So do you meditate?
Yeah.
What
Meditation.
how do you define meditating?
I would say, in a brief moment, have an absence of all thought.
How did you, all right, I like that. How did you come to that conclusion?
How did I come to that conclusion?
How did you decide that is what meditating is?
I mean, the way I came to that, when I first started getting into meditation, most of the things I've been seeing online is just close your eyes, just focus on your breathing, right? If you have a thought, let it pass through, right? Every thought is just a momentary thought. You have to let it pass, right? But what you truly focus on is your breathing. Clear your mind of all thoughts. For me, when I first started, it was difficult. I can barely do it for 3 minutes, right? Because short attention span. I'll be frank. I have a short attention span that I've been actively working on. But now I've developed to the point where I can sit down in complete silence, absence of everything, for 10, 20 minutes. And afterwards, you just feel great. You feel lighter.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I was telling Kev, I don't know if you, I do yoga.
Right,
So
right.
there's-
The yoga class.
There's many different styles of yogas, I'm sure you guys know. And when I was working at Apple, I remember I sprained my ankle or something like that. And this was around 2012, Mayan calendar. They're like hyping that up. The world was going to end.
Right, right.
So, and then when I went to Fisk University, my second college, there was this one kid there, and I considered him like one of the smartest kids, and he was big into conspiracy theories. So I went down that rabbit hole, and I got introduced into yoga, Bikram yoga specifically, which is in a heated room, 105 degrees for an hour and a half.
Wow.
A lot of people nowadays don't talk about Bikram yoga anymore because he got into some of the Me Too movement. You know, so he was like in there like adjusting people's postures and like I don't know what happened, but they all the Bikram yoga studios now are hot yoga studios for the most part. You won't see Bikram anymore. So I got introduced to yoga through Bikram, and you could only imagine an hour and a half, 105 degrees, like the sweat is coming down crazy.
Yeah.
26 postures. A lot of them are single leg standing. You're doing a bunch of different things that are very difficult, and
So
you're building strength, and you're stretching your body, and it's hot. And then there's all these other people around you, in front of you, falling out of the posture, you know, sitting down, trying to leave the room, looking like they're about to pass out. So
That's intense,
it
man.
builds a lot of mental fortitude and discipline. So, you know, you're thinking about leaving the room. You're thinking about the next posture that's hard for you. You're thinking about water. You're thinking about the cute girl across the room, looking at seeing what she's doing, you know. So you're doing all these
That's a
different
fact,
things. So it comes to the point now where, okay, the heat doesn't bother you. The sweat in your eye doesn't bother you anymore. You know, the people in front of you are not bothering you too much. And in fact, I actually moved to the front row of the class. So there's 30 people in the class, and there's a mirror in the front room. And when you first start, you try to sit near the doors because halfway through the class, the instructor will open the door and mad cold air would rush in. So you're like, oh, my God, that feels amazing. So when you first start, the instructor will put the new people there, or if you're not comfortable, you'll try to, like, sit near the door. So now when you get more advanced, me personally, I moved to the front row because all these other people started distracting me, and I'm, like, getting deeper into the meditative aspect of the yoga as opposed to the physical aspect. So now I'm in front of the mirror's right in front of me, and I'm just locked in with my eyes with myself, and I'm like deep into focus, trying to like hold the posture and go deeper into the postures and all that type of stuff. So that transitioned into Kriya Yoga. So that's Kriya. So around this time, 2012, 2011 maybe, I was on Twitter more actively, and like conspiracy theories was again, you know, going around a lot. Mayan calendar, world was going to end. You know, that was the topic of conversation. So one dude I was following introduced me to Kriya Yoga, and they have a Kriya Yoga, I don't know, an outpost in New York City. Let's just call it that. You know, they got a little spot out there. So a lot of the other yogas, you have to go to the studios and pay every single time you go. It's like $30 a class. With this one thing I liked about it, you get initiated, and then you don't have to pay anymore. Like, you learn the sequence, and you could practice it on your own.
That's nice.
And you would go back on like Sundays and like just hang out with the other Kriya Yoga practitioners to kind of like reset and regroup. They didn't like expect you to pay them to like get more experience and participate with the Kriya. So that's just one little side note. But the Kriya Yoga lineage, it's unique in the sense that they look at individuals' bodies as high-performance vehicles or space shuttles. This is my analogy to it. So
That's interesting.
we're inside of a space shuttle right now, and we don't even know it. So the first thing is to realize you're inside of this vehicle, and then the next thing to do is to go into the cockpit. Now we're looking at all the gauges and trying to figure out how to fly it. Yeah. Now you learning how to fly it, but can it take off? It hasn't been tuned up in a long time. So you got to tune the space shuttle up, make sure all the systems are up to par. Do you have the right fuel? Now we got to get the rocket fuel, because even though the thing is good to go, we still don't have the gas. So now you got the gas, it's tuned up. Are you ready to take off? Are you prepared to blast off of the motherfucking launch pad?
Yeah.
You know, do you know how to fly this bitch? So we're taking off and you flying, but you're not good. This is your first time flying. So now we're learning how to fly. We're leaving the atmosphere. Now we're outer space, and we're traveling all the way across the universe. So that analogy is literally what our body is from a Kriya Yoga viewpoint. So
It makes sense. You look at your body as a vehicle instead of as... That's what it is. Your body's just a bunch of systems working together.
Yeah.
A circular system and your diet.
how does that work together, though? We're unconscious of that. Like your blood moving, your heart pumping, you breathing.
This is
That's not
true.
conscious.
Wow.
What if you could consciously observe that and be aware of that and participate?
Like, what do you mean consciously?
I see what you mean.
Cause-
When you
more
meditate and you
blood
close
flow?
your eyes, you're literally going inside your body. So now it's dark, it's pitch black. But what if when you meditate so much, you actually start to see the inside of your body?
Whoa.
What if you actually are able to tap into your DNA and access all of the knowledge within your DNA? What if you're actually able to go into, what if your body's like a radio receiver and we're on Hot 97 right now, but we could go to 107.5 or 105.1 or 98.7? Because you know what scientists say is multidimensional.
It is, yeah. I see every human as a separate universe.
Right.
Like you're your own universe, I'm my universe, and
Yeah.
like even in this moment where we're talking,
Yeah.
it just happens to be like a Venn diagram colliding.
Yeah.
We are sharing in this momentary where both our universe collide.
Yeah. yo, you know what another dude said with like the multidimensional thing I was thinking about? They're like, yo, ants are on a different dimension. Literally. Like there's the scale. Dimensionally speaking, their scale is different. So when you think of dimensions, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, the fifth dimension. It could just be the size. Like the Empire State Building, dimensionally speaking, is a different dimension than us.
Okay.
The ant
Yeah.
is different because it's smaller. So his universe is different than us.
Right.
Like your universe is completely different from my universe.
Remember Men in Black at the end when they had that universe inside the little bag and like the alien picked up all the marbles and each marble was a different universe, but the alien was mad big?
Yeah.
And then the cat had the little universe on his collar and the freaking alien was trying to find the universe and it was just, the thing was tiny, but that was the universe. That was the galaxy, not the universe. Pardon me. The alien at the end of the movie of Men in Black had a bag full of marbles and he poured it out. And in the movie, they zoomed in onto one of the marbles and they zoomed in. And we realized that each individual marble was a different galaxy.
That's also perspective.
Yeah.
Like, the different perspectives, because you can say that's a different universe.
Yeah.
Like the world that you live is completely from the world that I live.
Right.
Right? Simply, even by like the most superficial things, even like let's say race, age, gender, sexual orientation, all of that makes your universe completely different from mine. And like your universe makes you unique in your own way. But in the funny thing is, the grand scheme of things, it all doesn't matter on the macro level. But on the micro level, it's super unique, and I think you should enjoy and cherish it more
Yeah.
than life.
Yeah.
Like the experience of life to me is more important than life.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can live 80 years, frankly, doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
that's a miserable life. Like you live a full life, but you didn't live a meaningful life. Or I'd rather live 20 years, but live a super fulfilling life. Right? And that's the trap I think a lot of people fall into, where we live our lives based on other people's agenda, based on what other people tell us, based on our insecurities, instead of living life based on what we want to do.
But who's this, like, okay, like, how do you know what, you might have a preconceived notion of what you want to do and what your life is supposed to be, but you don't control everything. And there could be situations that you go through that you didn't expect to go through, but it leads you to a destination that is like, damn, I'm kind of
Right.
happy that happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're driving and you're late and all these negative things are happening and you're like, yo, but you don't know, like you might have gotten into an accident or something like that.
Yeah.
Like with my college career, I went to Syracuse, I went to Fisk University, I went to SUNY Farmingdale, graduated from LIU. But when I got to LIU, I started riding horses. I went to South Korea twice. I went to Shanghai, Brazil, Hong Kong, like all these insane experiences that I wouldn't have had if I had just finished at Syracuse. You know, so you could be like, this is what I want to do and this is what I want my life to be, and like all of that could go out the window and you could be like all upset about it and it could be a stressful situation while you're going through it, but you don't know what's going to come out like at the light at the end of the tunnel, like what's going to happen at the end. You got to make the best of it is all I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean. Be like water.
Yeah, because you could get hurt and like your whole experience of what you thought your life was going to be could change, and you could be like bitter about it, or you can make the best of it.
Just
Like you might
accept
look at
it.
somebody and think
Go
they're
on.
messing around, but you don't know like their past life traumas or their experiences.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you believe in free will?
to a certain extent, like, you know, there's I don't know like the full definition of free will, but to my understanding of it, it's like, do you do what you want to do or can you do what you want to do? Is that what you mean when you say free will?
Free will meaning that the choices that you make and everything that happens in life is based on your own accord.
To a certain extent. I would say maybe 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah. Because you could, like, again, have a plan, but, like, there's outside circumstances that affect you.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm more leaning towards no free will. My philosophy is that you have free will in your reaction to things, but in the grand scheme of things, there's no free will. let's say for example, COVID, right? No one chose to have COVID to happen in the world. It just happened. No one like that's not free will. That's something that just happens. Even like the way you being born, you didn't have a choice. The environment you grew up in, you didn't have a choice. The parents that you had to raise you to shape you into the man that you are today, you didn't have a choice. But all those things affect you in the long term. How you carry yourself, how you see the world. These things to me indicate that there's no free will.
Yeah.
But the free will comes where at a certain point you take a level of accountability where you're like, okay, this is what happened in my life. This is the cards I've been dealt with. How can I use these cards to my advantage?
Yeah.
I think the best analogy I like to use is like Bruce Lee, right? He says one thing, be like water, right? Water's in a cup, becomes a cup. Water's in a teapot, becomes a teapot, right? Don't go against the stream of the river. Flow with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that, man. I don't know. I don't think about free will like that too much.
It's a very philosophical concept, man.
Right.
Well, I hear you. You know, you just gotta react to the environment. That's all you can really do. But like, that's deep, man. You gotta think. You gotta really analyze free will. When I think of free will, I just think of like what I would like to do. But like you said, you're reacting to situations that are occurring. So it's your reaction to it. You could have the plan throughout the day, but at the end of the day, it's the day that's occurring, and you're just like kind of maneuvering around it. So that's why.
You know what? I would like to think that as you continue and progress in life, and as you get like, I guess you could say like leveled up, you develop like a higher free will. I would say.
Okay.
I think that because there's certain things that you can do consciously that could change those circumstances, right? So you can't just put yourself in these type of yeah, of course some things are not controllable. Like, you could be struck by lightning tomorrow, right? Or anything can just happen. But I feel like as you continue like doing conscious things, like say like that are gonna like progress you in life, I feel like that could change just certain circumstances that you're in, and that would change what type of like these random circumstances are gonna happen. That can change what those may be.
Yeah.
Like, if you understand what I mean, like.
I can see where you're going.
Yeah, that's why I feel like if you like consciously keep thinking about doing these things that will progress you, then it will change those circumstances. Well, it will change the cards like overall that you're dealt with.
There's always gonna be boundaries, though, man.
You see what I mean? Yeah. What do you mean boundaries?
I just like you could want to do something, but there's always a speed limit.
Like,
What do you think?
I think-
How does that come into play with free will?
I think that's like self-set.
If the speed limit is self-set?
Yeah, I think everything. I'm a full believer in you are what you believe you are. Like you
Yeah.
set the limitations, and those limitations you are you.
Yeah.
So, for example, a lot of the time, people want to do things, but people tell themselves they can't do it, and therefore they will have the prerequisite that I cannot do it. So they already cage themselves within this limit.
It's so funny that actually I had a experience of that the other day. I was doing bench press the other day. I was doing I think it was 205, and my goal was to do 205 for 5 reps, right? And one of the dudes from the gym, you know him too, right? One of the dudes, I told him like, yo, give me a spot real quick. And then I told him like, I haven't done this in a while. Last time I did it for 3 reps, but I feel like I got stronger now. So I feel like, yo, this time I'm gonna do 5 reps. 5 reps. That was my goal, to do 5 reps. And he told me, he's like, yeah, you sure you're going to do 5 reps? And I'm like, in my mind, I said to myself, like, oh, I don't know, maybe. So I wasn't fully, like, committed to that. Like, I wasn't fully, like, yeah, I'm going to get 5 reps. Like, there's no, like, don't doubt it. Like, I've been working hard. Like, I'm going to get 5 reps. It wasn't like that, you see? Yeah. It was more like, oh, maybe nah, maybe. And I ended up getting 3 reps. Yeah. You see what I mean? So it's like, I feel like, yeah, that's true what you're saying, that if you really have that firm belief that, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it, that you actually like do complete that, like you do achieve it. You do. You see what I mean?
Because before you even started, you already told yourself, "I'm not sure."
Yeah.
So like you,
I think
your
body.
It's very binary. Like either yes or no. You either are pregnant or not pregnant. You can't be maybe pregnant. Yes, you can do it. Right. No, you can't.
Exactly.
If you say you don't know, that's a no. I had a friend that said if it's not 100% yes, it's a no.
Right.
Right. But that's the thing. I bet you if you blindfold yourself, you start doing it, you can probably do 225 or a rep of 5.
We'll see, bro.
Yo, you got a lot of energy in the gym,
You'll
man.
see.
You be like surprising me.
Yo, bro. Nah, bro. I'll be trying, bro.
Why don't you come to the gym with us? Where do you live?
I live in Diker.
Okay.
Diker Heights.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know which gym do you guys work out at?
go to Blink. Right there on Flatbush.
Oh, I've been there before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Diker Heights? That's not Uptown, is it?
That's in
you
Bay
know
Ridge.
Bay Ridges?
Diker
Brooklyn.
Heights. I'm thinking
Bay Ridge.
Dykeman.
Oh no, Dykeman.
Dykeman?
That's
Okay.
uptown.
Yeah.
That's the city.
Yeah, you know Spanish Harlem up there. You hang out out there?
Yeah. I've been
Lot
around
of
there. I
cute
have
girls over
family
there.
in Kingsbridge, but that's
Yeah,
in
a lot
the
of
Bronx.
Dominicans.
A lot.
I went there last summer. I have a friend. He's from Switzerland, but he's the drummer in a band called Afro Dominicano.
Really?
Yeah.
Dominicano.
They're actually having a party tonight at Ciao Bella. He has a coffee shop in Brooklyn called Ciao Bella. They're having their 3-year anniversary. They
shit.
started it during the pandemic. But they had an outdoor performance up there for the Latino Film Festival last fall. And man, when I tell you these girls up there, bro, there's no Spanish girls like that in Brooklyn.
Oh hell yeah!
They were
That's a
dressed to
fact.
the nines. I'll just put it that way. You know,
God damn, bro. And
they're
you said
trying to
that's
get
today?
chose.
That's today.
They're having at Ciao Bella in Brooklyn. They're having like a disco anniversary, 3-year anniversary party, and they're gonna have a DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her
okay,
name is
okay.
DJ Ultraviolet. Shout out to DJ Ultraviolet.
Okay,
Yeah, she's fire.
okay.
Yeah,
Link in the description.
yeah.
DJ
Word. Ultraviolet.
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 Oh shit.
Yes, sir. But
And you planning on heading out there tonight?
I
Or-
might. They had a party a couple weeks ago. I don't have plans tonight, so I'll probably pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
this girl who
shit.
goes to the gym that I'm trying to bag. Hopefully she's gonna be there.
Who Blink?
Yeah, you know
Stop.
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
She used to have locks, but I think she changed her hairstyle now.
Ronnie, if you're listening, this is your moment.
I know. Yeah, she's playing games, man.
Wait, she comes at 5 too?
Yeah, she be there maybe like 6:45, 7. You know these type of girls that are so cute. They got so many suitors, like so many dudes trying to bag.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's competition. I mean,
You know what's interesting? I'm at the point in my life where I'm avoiding that.
Avoiding what?
Avoiding bagging someone.
Getting into a relationship?
Yeah, getting a relationship. Even like just hooking up. Like I'm avoiding that.
Why?
In general. Semen retention.
Okay.
I'll be frank.
You can still do that and still retain.
No, I know, but it's so
No, that's a
difficult.
fact.
I was in the midst of doing it. I held myself right before I finished.
it's a high level of self control. That's one thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
it took all my discipline to do that.
Well, you know
Yeah.
they call that celibacy.
Celibacy?
Yeah.
Really?
Before semen retention became a thing recently, like before people got married, they wouldn't have sex as a couple, and they call that being celibate.
Celibate.
Oh.
Yeah. So
No.
you can still get into a relationship. Like people are very religious to like girls to like protect themselves before marriage. They won't have sex and be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna have sex with you until we get married."
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The reason why I do that is because I work out 3 times a day. I need that energy. I remember this one time.
So you don't think you could have sex 3 times a day and then work out 3 times a day?
No, man.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
Get more.
But what
strength,
did you
bro.
say? That's going back to what you were just talking about like self limiting yourself, thinking like, oh, I can't do this, but maybe you can.
The thing
you just
is,
gotta give that.
I tried it, and it didn't work.
You tried it.
Yeah, this one time I worked out 3 times that day. I was able to walk fine, right? But then at nighttime, I'm seeing this woman, and after I finished, I couldn't even stand up straight.
Well, I want to know, why do you need to work out 3 times a day?
Well, I'm training for the military. Special warfare is high requirements.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be like just the average Joe. I want to be one of the top within the top.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, you have different goals, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's different. Like you're out here trying to be part of the Air Force Special Warfare Group. Like you don't got
Right.
time to be having sex 3 times a day.
Yeah,
the
that's
thing,
what I'm
right.
saying. Even now, like I don't think the girl I talked to listens to this podcast, but she told me I told her I was gonna work out 3 times. She's like, save your energy for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, sure.
I think that
Yeah.
it's the balance, bro. Like you can save that for Saturday or something. Like,
Yeah, I indulge once in a blue moon, but for me, it's like
but you're.
I
go ahead.
enjoy the discipline.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy like.
I
For
respect
me,
that.
For me, like that high levels of discipline, I find the most enjoyment of.
Bro, I just love women too much, man.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There are days where I'm like fucking absolutely weak,
Yeah.
but I have to tell myself like I have a purpose.
I hear you.
Everything I'm doing is for that purpose. If
Yeah.
it doesn't benefit that purpose, I'm not gonna give you any of my time or energy or attention.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. That's why
That's
I
what you
think
gotta
in my
do.
mind.
Yo, this girl at the gym, she got like all these dudes in the gym. Not a lot, but there's a few dudes I peep, and they're like she's getting attention for all these dudes, so she doesn't have to like select one because there's 4 dudes giving her attention. So it's like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna step back. I'm not gonna be that dude to just be over here, be acting mad thirsty.
Right.
Like I'm gonna go back to focusing, getting stronger, doing my own thing.
Yeah.
You know. And then if she want to come over and like, even if she came up to me, I don't know. She'd have to be like laying it on real smooth for me to like get out of like my lane right now. She's very attractive, so you know.
Yeah.
I would probably make. I still, depending if she was nice about it. You know what I mean?
But you know what's funny? When I was in real estate, at one point I stopped caring about chasing women for like 3 to 6 months, and that's when like everybody came to me. I can't explain. Like mentally, I clocked out. to
Law of
like-
attraction.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
we
why I
always
think it's-
mention that every podcast.
Law of attraction is a fundamental law. I think it's
Yeah.
bigger than gravity. But
Oh, right.
mentally, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna work on my business and work on myself, and that's only two things I cared about. And that people just pick up on that natural energy. People are naturally gravitating towards you.
I think it's a balance, bro. Because like I'm in sales now, and you can step back like that,
Yeah.
but then you're gonna miss a lot of opportunities. You know, you have to be proactive with what you want. You know, you can. It's a difference between chasing and being proactive. You know, you
Okay.
could be like thirsty and needy, and like you could just keep going, and like there's a point where you have to realize like this might not be working. Take a step back, figure out a new strategy or something like that. You know, but you got to know like this is what I want. You know, so you know just because it's not happening right then and there doesn't mean like you give up on that.
No, definitely not.
You know, so I think that you know. Falling back is definitely something that's good to do in certain scenarios, but like, you know, you gotta put in some effort.
I think it's priorities.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, it's not a priority for me
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
I can pick up the phone and get it any time, but I choose not to.
I'm just speaking generally right now,
Yeah.
but in terms of relationships, like I hear you, bro. And then like you're going to the military, so you're gonna be doing like a bunch of different things. So right now probably wouldn't be the best time for you to get into anything serious
I don't
like
got
that.
time to play.
And then you're going to be in the military. You might meet somebody in the Special Divisions unit who you get into a relationship with. So I don't know. My dad was in the Army. He was a colonel, but he's a dentist, so he's in the medical unit.
Okay.
My mom is a nurse, and he was in the reserve. So there's levels to the military also.
yeah.
You're going to be active duty, all that type of stuff. But I think that there's a lot of value in relationships. And I think that, nowadays, obviously, there's like a lot of top conversation about, relationships between men and women, like the whole Me Too thing and women trying to get more equity. We just had International Women's Day the other day. UPS had an event and it wasn't about equality, it was about equity. Do you know the difference?
No.
Okay, so equality would be all of us. Say we're looking at a sports game and there's a fence, and all of us are different heights. All of us get the same size box to try to see over the fence, but you're short, I'm medium, and he's tall. So you can't see over it. I'm just able to see over it, and he's all the way up there. He sees it perfectly clear.
Yeah.
But it's equal because we all got the same size box. What are you complaining about? It's equal.
Right.
Equality,
So
yeah.
equity would be because you're the shortest, you get the tallest box.
I get more.
I'm the medium, so I get it just enough to be able to see. And he's the tallest, so he don't need a tall box. We give him the shortest one. Now that's equity.
Okay.
Equity, right?
So I just think that
How does that play in a relationship, though?
How does that play in relationships nowadays too? I just think that people need to just be equally involved in all things.
In terms of effort, attention, time.
Yeah, 100%. Like historic dynamics between men and women. Like guys would have to put in more effort to get the girls and all this other stuff. So you're asking about in terms of relationships specifically. I think that equity would be like, okay, if you're attracted to somebody as a girl, show a little more effort to get to know the person. Don't wait for the dude to put in mad effort and like play games and.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep.
But
Thank you.
yeah, man. I think that nowadays it's just important to treat others how you want to be treated.
That's so rare to see, man.
You were talking about karma before,
Yeah, no.
Karma's very important.
That's why. That's another reason why I'm so done with dating.
Yeah.
It's just that mentally, it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing all the chasing. I'm planning everything. I'm doing all the effort.
Yeah.
On my side.
Yeah.
Right. This is after we establish that we're exclusive. So like after not even like the date, like when we just go out on 1 or 2 dates. This is after I said, okay, let's be exclusive. Like sure, I'm doing all the effort. Like making all the plans, and they have this sense of entitlement where like that's how it always is, and that's how it should be, and they never put any energy back. So at one point, I was becoming the therapist. I was like the fucking chauffeur. I was doing everything, right? And eventually, hold on. Before we get there, the worst part was she wasn't even supportive of what I was doing, right? I wasn't in the best stage of my life, and in that stage, it really tells you like, it's really make you or break it as a man. Right? As a man, you don't have a choice. You have to make it, or if you break it, done.
Yeah. What stage is this?
This was more stage in my life. I would say like probably like a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little bit.
And
like
how
a
old are
year
you
ago.
again?
I'm 21.
Okay, so yeah, like when you're 20.
Yeah, I'm 20.
So kind of pivotal moment.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't closing any deals in real estate.
Yeah.
My credit cards were maxed out. My bank account.
And you're not in college at that
I'm not in
time.
college. Like at that point, I was like really fuck. I remember I went our first date. Tried to pay for dinner, and my credit card got declined.
Oh no.
That's when it hit me.
You didn't think you didn't know your card was gonna you knew your bank account, bro.
I knew, but at the time I was like, yo, she's absolutely beautiful. I'm like,
Y'all should just went and got hot dogs, man.
Hey man, let's just say that night it all worked out well.
Yeah. All right. She was cool.
Yeah, she was chill about it, but like from here on in, like she was giving me so much shit. Like even though like I understand like she had her traumas, I had my traumas, and we used to like I respected her, but she didn't respect mine. So at one point I was on the phone. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out of patience for
How
you.
long were you guys dating or talking to each other?
Not that long. Probably like 4 months, 5 months.
All right.
Yeah, so a very short relationship.
Yeah, man. I'm a helpless romantic, bro, at heart. Like I just love that idea of like, just like having a relationship and being romantic about it, and like I love kids. Like I would have like 10 kids.
Yeah, I feel
Do you have any kids, Rob?
Nah.
No kids?
Nah,
You plan
no
on
kids.
having?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, but it has to be with the right person, man. First, like I need to be physically attracted to a person because I don't have a problem at all building like mental rapport. And like building,
right.
like meeting people and getting to know them and like making friends and stuff like that. But then like, you get to know this person and you're like friends and like, you're vibing, but like you're not really physically attracted to them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you see the girl you physically attracted to, and then it's like, damn. And then now there's that like rift in the relationship where, the person wants to go to the next level, but you're not really on that physical attraction tip. So for me, I think physical attraction is very important. But like I'm not in a relationship right now. Like my college career, like I was just been so focused in my 20s on like finishing college and then like working and stuff like that. Like, it was a little more difficult for me, I feel like. But I'm open. I'm ready to get in a relationship.
Do you hear that? Rob is single.
Yeah. But
I
I like girls who are in the gym. I like physical activity. The weather's nice. I'm riding my bike every day. I like getting out there. I like to ski. I like women who are like really active like that.
I know what you mean. The best dates I've been on, we like bike ride for like 40 miles.
Yeah, I don't want to be watching Netflix all day. I don't want to be in the crib. Even though I'll do that, we got to shake it up. Like I ride horses. I want to play polo. That's one thing that I really want to do. I have a lot of ambitions and aspirations.
You want someone who has an equal amount of ambitions.
I want somebody who's going to be even more energetic than me to push me out of my boundaries. Because I already know, like, I'm high energy, but I know that I have more energy to give. And, like, I want to do more things. Like, I want to travel a lot, and I haven't really done as much traveling as I'd like. Because, like, I want to experience some of these things with somebody like that. I don't want to just go to, like, Egypt by myself. Even though I don't have a problem doing that. Like, I'll do it.
I mean, that's when you have the best memories.
Yo, a lot of times when I went to Cartagena last summer, Colombia, for a friend's wedding, but like I was making a lot of moves myself and I was having a really dope experience. But like if you had a girl there that you were really attracted to and you're vibing with, like obviously it'd be that much better.
I know what you mean. I can see that.
So, yeah, man, I think that I'm all for relationships and that type of thing. I don't like cheating and like all of that type of stuff. So I think it's better for you to stay single and focus on yourself till you find somebody who really, they don't have to check off all boxes, but I think that it's important to have the physical and mental connection. You can't just have one or the other.
For me, it's more mental. I need someone who's like mentally stimulating. Because I'm blessed with high levels of intelligence, and like I know for a fact, if you're absolutely beautiful, I will approach you. But if all you are is that beauty, I will pull back.
Yeah.
That's all you are.
But I think everybody has that level of intelligence in them. It's just up to you to get it out of them.
No, man.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point.
Nah,
You don't think so?
Nah.
Oh, come on, man. Don't be mean.
Some people are genuinely stupid.
Some people are dumb. You're right, bro. But you can tell. You already know before you start talking to them. Like, you know.
You see,
Go
this
ahead.
guy knows. This guy down here, sometimes he's a little stupid.
What I see in a lot of people nowadays is they're distracted
Distracted.
with like their
a
phone.
good
A lot of
point.
girls, they're just on
Yeah.
their phone, and like, you know, it's hard to get them to open up.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to talk, or so you may think somebody's dumb, but they're not dumb, bro. You know, you might think they're dumb, you know, but I just think you got to give people a chance. But there's only so much chance you can give.
For me, I'm at the point where like
That's
2
right.
chances, I'm done. I used to give a lot more. Now it's like 2 and done. Strike
Yeah.
1, I tell you that's strike 1. Strike 2, all right, you done.
Yeah,
I honestly, at this point in my life, I'm so much on my purpose.
yeah,
If you fuck with my peace, I respectfully open the door for you, ask you to leave.
yeah. No, peace is like up high on the list. Like I told you I do yoga. Like it's very important for me to not be stressed out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like yoga girls too. You know,
Oh, hell yeah.
I like yoga girls, man.
Because like if you go home to your girl or like whoever it is, like your girl or your spouse, whatever, you want to go home into a house of peace, right? You don't want to go home to more chaos. Like in
Yeah.
your house, that's your little bubble to go away from everything.
Yeah,
That's why I see.
no drama, drama-free zone.
No drama, no bullshit. Like even if you're both like stressing the fuck out, yeah, I just chill together, just like relax.
Yeah,
Like even if we sit in momentary silence, I don't mind if it's peaceful,
yeah.
as
I hear
opposed to
that.
us having a bullshit argument about nothing.
Well, that's why you gotta find the right one, man.
They're hard
Yeah.
to find, man. Like,
Diamond in the rough.
it is. Like I think I met one person who meet all my standards, but the only thing is she's double my age.
Yeah,
Yeah, if she was my age, I'd probably like cuff it off.
yeah. You gotta go out more, maybe, man.
I mean, I spend most of my time working out now. Like
Yeah.
most of my free time, I'm either working out, resting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this
Should
is
you try to talk to girls in the gym?
not really. The
Why
gym
not?
Is, the gym is my time.
Okay.
I'm focusing on me. I'm working
Yeah,
out.
Rob, do you be talking to girls in the gym? Or
Not like that. I mean, again, it's like 6:00 in the morning. First
Yeah,
of all.
yo, that's the thing about
and
it.
then I'm only there for 45 minutes. I'm not like, how long do you stay in the gym?
2 hours.
Exactly. You're there more than double the time that I am. I get there at 6. Let's just say if I was there earlier the other day, and you're like, yo, Rob, you here early?
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
like,
there
yeah.
at 6 and I'm trying to dip like by 7. You know.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So like if I'm like trying to really get a workout in, like I talk to people, like Kev will tell you.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah,
like
definitely.
super like just like in my zone. But like, you know, and then you don't want to be that dude talking to every single girl. Like if you're in there trying to like if there's a couple of girls you know that you trying to bag, like what's the benefit of talking to every single girl in the gym?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know, you talk to the 2 that you want to talk to, or
Right.
you know, so the one that I really like she's playing games right now. So you know, I'm kind of getting to that point now. Like I'm already at that point where I saw the other day. I didn't even say anything to her,
Okay.
but there's this other chick in there. Like okay, but she don't even speak English. So I like said something to her like a month ago, and like
Okay, mommy.
I don't
What
speak
you
no
speak?
Spanish. She
What
speaks
you-
Spanish.
Oh, she speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Rob.
Yeah. And she has braces, so she don't even smile that much. I think she's a little embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
She got that. She be looking mad mean in the gym, and that shit's kind of hot, bro.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like a
There's
toxic
only
homie.
like don't be too mean, but I like it a little bit.
Nah, yeah.
You know?
Like they own their shit.
Yeah. So she's in there.
Focused.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
then-
When a girl slaps me, I get turned on.
What? Hell no! Don't slap me. No,
You
I don't
slap
like
me,
it.
like,
Slap.
I would choke
Slap
you.
me where? In your face?
Yeah, that shit turns me on.
Oh, no.
Nah.
Not for real, or you just joking?
I'm dead ass.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm-
shit.
Have you ever had a girl slap your ass?
I fucking hate that, man.
I had that once in my entire life, and I pulled up to the girl mad quick. I was like, "What's up? You trying to do something?" Like I was like trying to like take her out on a date or something. I like because she's trying to flirt with you. Like if a girl slaps your ass, what does
like
that
a
mean?
girl
Of
you don't
course.
know?
Yeah, randomly.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
No,
Yeah, in the
girl,
streets,
random
like
girl?
Lower East Side, like 11 o'clock at night. She's with a group of chicks, and some random girl gonna come pull up behind you and slap your ass. What does
Oh,
that
nah,
mean?
That's fucking weird.
That's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But
It's
dudes
the other
don't
way
say
around.
that. Dudes
Nah,
ain't
but
gonna.
yeah, of course.
Dudes
of
not gonna
course.
pull that card.
Nah,
Yeah,
of course.
What a
but
real
it's
dude
like-
is gonna do though is gonna like pull up on her and be like,
Of
"Yo, what's up?
course.
You know?
that's right.
What you trying to do? You trying to take this to the next level?"
That's a fact. Now, but talk about the talking to girls in the gym, bro. I talked to a few girls in the gym, but that's when I used to go at like 2, 3 p.m. When I started coming at like 5 a.m., like I never really talked to no girls at all. Like I don't know why. I guess it's just not the situation, or we just be too locked in, you know.
Yeah, it's a mentality.
And I like, well, I don't know. Like I don't like making excuses, but I'll talk to a girl. There's no worries about that. But it's just like, I guess just the timing is not right, and that's why I feel like also since it's so early at that time, it's like if I go up there and be like, "Hey, what's good? How you doing?" They just gonna be like, "What?" Like they just like you know what I mean? It's like,
Yo, I be doing.
It's too early for this. Like, not.
I think it depends. Like when I was going at 4:35 in the morning, I went just to work out. Like I would say hi to people, but that's it. I want to maintain a conversation, and same vice versa. That's the energy and vibe that I get because like people go at that time. From what I've noticed, they're usually like entrepreneurs. Yeah, 4:35 a.m. like gym time. Like before 6. Like these people, like they're the ones who are like working on getting shit together. They want to just get this over with.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the most physically grueling task they have to do the entire day. Is want to get out of the way. That's how I do it. So like the way I see myself is the way I view other people. I assume people go to the gym just to work out because that's where I go. Right? I'm a naturally extroverted guy, but in the gym is my peace of mind.
I think that the evening is more social. It's like the club time.
Yeah.
In the morning, it's like, you know, you fresh. Like
just off the wake up.
I'm sharp in the morning. My energy, and then when I work out in the evening, I'm like a little more lazy. Like my energy level's a little lower. In the morning, like I just gotta rest. Like I'm up. I'm going. I'm about to do some damn fucking push-ups. All of that. But bro, I'll talk. It's. The eye contact is important, man. And you got to gauge somebody's body language, you know? Because you might think that somebody don't want to talk in the morning, but, like, I think that I've definitely had people talk in the morning. Like, you see the trainers training people, they be talking. People be talking in the morning.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think that girls, you know, in the gym, they got, like, you know, they don't want too many dudes pulling up on them. But then there's that dynamic of them wearing these, you know, workout outfits. So it's like, what are y'all really trying to do over here? You know? But I don't mind, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, everybody's there just to really work out. And if you approach somebody like the right type of way, like there shouldn't be any like really. It shouldn't be too weird. I think it's fine.
As long as you're respectful, not dick. There's some people who approach me at the gym like, you a fucking dick.
Yeah, I think smiling is important. You know, you got to smile, make eye contact. You know.
That's a fact. But what if they got like their headphones in? And like they're listening to music, like still, like even if you think their body language is good, like they
I would like
it depends. Really
I would try to make eye contact in the mirror and do a little like.
Yeah, that's the move.
You just be flirting at the gym.
You just be like, just do a little chuck up. You know, start building, grease the wheels a little bit. You don't just like hit it with the sledgehammer the first day.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta let the person know, like you notice each other, like and then one day be like, hey, I've been seeing you. Like, and when I've never talked to you. I just wanted to say, hi, I'm Rob. And she'd be like, oh, I'm Victoria. What's up? Like, yeah, what are you listening to?
You're a salesman. You have a salesman's. That's what. Like, I know exactly how you think, and I used to think exactly like that.
Yeah,
salesman. That's the skills that you develop as a salesman.
It's not always gonna be the first day where you're gonna like the person's gonna want to talk to you.
You got to build that rapport. Like over time, build right? Okay. That's why I'm saying like everybody should get into sales. Like you build these skills in sales. You become more confident. Like the more better skills you have in sales, your dating game gets equally better.
Like the social skills in general.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's like after the 5th call or like the 10th call, you get the sales. Like a high statistic, like 70% of sales happen on like the 8th call or something like that.
Yeah.
And you take that to relationships, like. You talk to you see the person like 8 times before like they know you well enough and are comfortable with you to go out on a date with you or something. Maybe sometimes like the first time if they're really feeling you and you just had an amazing pitch and you got exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yo, we out.
I think another thing that sales really teaches you is rejection.
Yeah.
You learn so much about how to deal with rejection.
Yeah. I cold calling like crazy. I was cold calling from 8 to 4.
Yeah, do you do a lot of the
I was a stockbroker for after I left Apple. In 2013, I became a stockbroker for a year out in Melville, Long Island. It was called National Securities. You could even look me up still, a broker check.
Still got your license?
If you're not affiliated with a firm for more than 2 years, then you lose the license, continuing education.
Okay, you didn't follow up with the continuing
I didn't,
education.
I wasn't working at a brokerage firm anymore.
I
Their
gotcha.
their form of continuing education is being affiliated with a firm, aka working at a firm.
That's interesting.
It's not just taking a test. So, I was doing that, man. I was doing the stockbroker thing, cold calling, because the way that you make money in that business is through commissions and your book of business. So you got to get clients to make commissions to make trades for them.
Yep.
So, in the beginning, they're paying you, and the way you pay your boss back is by giving your boss the first few accounts that you get.
Okay.
First 10 accounts or whatever.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than real estate. Real estate, you just get straight off like a commission. So like a client gives you a check. Most people start at 50%. 50% goes to the broker. 50% goes to you
Yeah.
before taxes and all that.
I'm sure they got different ways to do it, but
It's like very similar. It's
Yeah.
just it's commission business.
so I did that, but it wasn't happening as fast as I want. But one of my supervisors, I remember going to the bank with him. This dude cashing $60,000 checks in a month.
Yeah.
Damn.
Some people really got
I
it.
really want that at that time, and I still do. I really wanted that money, man. I really want to
Commission?
make,
That commission off of that?
Yeah, at that time, that's what it was specifically, but it
Yeah.
could come from different avenues. It doesn't have to be commission. I just really wanted to make $60,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right.
Those types of checks. So, I left that, and then went to LIU, and LIU actually has a really good trading floor, so I was still trading over there. And now I got into cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So I'm still investing.
What do you think about NFTs?
Non-fungible tokens?
Yes, sir.
I think that they have a variety of applications. Right now, it's focused on photographs or JPEG variety.
Little
But
things, yeah.
The NFTs can be applied to stocks, to bonds, to real estate. Like if you're the owner of a building and you want to make a unique digital representation of your building, that would be made as an NFT. And now, if you want individual investors to invest in your building through the digital cryptocurrency landscape, they would invest in it as an NFT, and you can divvy up your building NFT into portions so investors can invest in it. So they have real estate NFTs. If you're a music artist, now you can control your songs and you can sell your music, individual songs or album, as an NFT and have people buy your song and have fractional ownership. So now if you blow up, I own a piece of your track, Daft Punk, and now I'm have a passive income play into your music.
Wait, question. When you buy an NFT, is it similar to when you buy a stock? Like you get ownership of that
No.
underlying
Well,
asset?
No.
Is that like how it works? Or is it something like its own
That's a
asset
good point right
based
there.
off like what other...
That's a good point, because what verifies ownership? So yes. So okay, like say I'm the music artist and I sell you an NFT of a song I just made. Do you own that song or do I own that song? So there's rules in how you can set up the NFT.
Oh, okay.
Let's just put it that way. You can write it. The NFT and cryptocurrencies are contracts.
Contracts, right?
So,
right.
To execute the NFT, it's executed as a smart contract. That's what they call it. So when the smart contract is executed, there's rules written through computer code. They codify the contract. So it varies. The ownership.
Varies?
That was your question.
Okay.
Who owns the NFT?
Yeah.
So there's still debate going on surrounding
It
that.
depends.
Yeah.
It really depends. Like, for example, I see it as a tree, right? Like, for example, let's say really popular is Bored Apes, right? Bored Apes, the skeleton is always these apes, right? If you buy a particular Bored Ape, let's say you buy one smoking a blunt, that one's yours. So if
Okay.
anybody uses it, they have to pay you a certain copyright.
Oh, okay.
That
okay.
specific one is yours, but the main trunk, that belongs to the person who makes it. If that makes sense. And you can trade your NFT as a stock. That's where the investing comes in. So you can trade it on the market,
okay.
and based on the value, which is Ethereum, which you can also translate that to money. That's how much. That's how you would trade monies for it.
But remember, a stock is fractional ownership in a publicly traded company.
Right,
NFTs,
right.
you own it. You own the copyright of that particular design outright. That's all yours.
So wait, essentially that's like its own asset. essentially.
The NFT.
The NFT is its own asset.
Correct.
But it's still based off of something else, no?
Yeah, loosely.
So it's like a derivative of
Because
like
you
the
have a board,
asset,
you have
we
a
would
board
say.
ape, you have a board ape,
Yeah.
but it's part of the Board Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
So you own that specific number 1,000 Board Ape out of the 10,000 Board Ape Yacht Club. So you're still part of the club, but you have you own one of them.
If I remember
Oh,
correctly,
okay.
I believe the Bored Ape you get membership to an exclusive party or something.
Yeah,
network.
they have like different perks to
Yeah.
own Bored Apes.
Really?
Yeah, depending on which NFT you own, you might have perks. Like some of them allows you to go to like join certain levels of clubs.
So that's the thing, like that's again in the rules. So we can create our own NFT if we own an exclusive club in Dumbo where people who purchase our NFT now have access to that. Or you could buy the gold level NFT where anytime you come you get a free bottle or something like that.
So like
What?
literally, we have a bouncer in front. They show the NFT, you get in.
Huh. So that's
But my question for you is: do you believe that the NFT is a bubble, or do you believe it's the future?
Do I think it's a bubble or is it the future?
Yes.
I think that things of the future could become bubbles. If you look at back in the early 2000s with when internet stocks were first booming, like there was a bubble and
Yeah,
then it
internet
popped. But after that pop, there still were internet companies that survived and did thrive. Look at Amazon, look at eBay, look at the ecosystem now. So it could expand and pop, and that type of cycle could occur. But I think that the underlying technology is so unique and in demand for so many different applications that it's going to persist. Even I was, introducing myself to government procurement and contracts and things like that, and I'm going on different government websites, and one of them, I forget which one it was, mentioned blockchain on the homepage, and I'm like, wow, they're already incorporating blockchain into government websites, in this aspect. So, from supply chain to real estate to artistic endeavors, I think that there's a lot of application for blockchain specifically. So a lot of people think that it's more so focused on cryptocurrencies, but that's just a niche within
technology
blockchain.
that's going to procure in the future.
Cryptocurrency is just a niche.
Yeah.
It's like shoes. You have boots, you have flip-flops, you have running sneakers, you got all mad different types of shoes.
right.
That's an interesting
Blockchain
idea.
blockchain is shoe.
Okay.
Cryptocurrency is
a
flip-flop.
sneaker, Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know what you mean. So you think you believe it's a parallel to the .com burst back in the early 2000s?
I don't think there's a burst.
Or the .com bubble.
I don't think there's a bubble.
You think it's a bubble?
Nah.
That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, look at the value of Bitcoin right now at approximately $20,000. It went up as high as $60,000. What other asset has maintained its value at a $20,000 price point other than Bitcoin?
Counter argument. For a lot of people on the other side, they would say the reason why that wouldn't last long is because it's intangible.
When we use our debit card to pay for items, the dollars are intangible. It's already digital. It's just decentralized now. There's no centralized control of the printing of that type of currency. There's no centralized control of the holding of the currency. I mean, for example, just this weekend, did you hear about the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank? One of the largest bank collapses in financial history just occurred in the past couple of days. So Silicon Valley Bank has been around for 40 years. It's in California, San Francisco, and they're pretty much the premier bank for tech startups. Like all the tech startups
They go to that
keep
bank.
their money there and get loans from these guys. They had over $200 billion in assets like a month ago. They just went bankrupt.
Damn.
So imagine you two are two separate startups. You just raised, $100 million. You just raised $75 million. You put it into my bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and I'm like, yeah, we've been around for 40 years. We're doing all of this. We're good. Fast forward a month later, we're going out of business, and we're telling you the most you can get out of the bank is $250,000.
Yep.
But you just had $100 million last month. You just had $75 million last month. That's exactly what's going on as we speak.
Wait, what happened to the bank though?
It's done. They're now under government control.
No, but why? What
Basically,
caused
what
it to go
occurred-
like that?
the rise of interest rates affected some bond issuance that they had outstanding. So basically, you guys can loan me your money, and I turn that into a financial product where I sell these bonds for $800 a bond, and I promise to pay back the people I sold it to at a fixed date, 3 years from now or whatever.
Yeah.
So you give me your $800, I'll pay you every 6 months interest rate of 1%, and then in 3 years I'll give you your $800 back. So that's how a bond works. So now, fast forward to the government raising interest rates where on an average bond you can get 7%, where I'm only paying you 1%. So now everybody's going to sell those bonds at a loss that I just issued at 1%.
Right.
And that's just going to collapse that whole, bond issuance. Like
Right.
everybody's just pulling their money. Like nobody wants that 1% when you can get 7%.
Right.
So I don't know all the technicalities of what happened, but that's like a basic understanding of what happened. And everybody started pulling their money out of that. And then because there's better products out in the market. And they call it a run on the bank.
A bank run.
A bank run.
Say that.
So they see like 30% pulling their money, and then everybody else is like, "Yo, they're pulling their money. I don't want to be the last. I don't want to be left holding the bag."
No, yeah.
So
That's a fact.
so now there's only but so much you could do before they close the door. Like, yo, we can't let nobody else pull nothing out.
Right.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened in the Great Depression.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
right.
happening to all mad banks, not just one.
Yeah. But in this case, it's only one instead of...
That happened back in the 08-09 financial crisis,
Right.
but the government bailed the banks out. So right now they're not
Printing
bailing
money.
this bank out. They didn't bail them out yet. They're trying to get them to do it, but because all these tech, because now they're saying like the whole tech ecosystem is gonna, the confidence in it is not gonna be there, because so many of these tech startups keep their money there. Then now they're, they have literally they're not gonna be able to pay their employees. Think about if you have 75% of your money in this bank that just went bankrupt, you're not going to be able to get anything out. And that's the money that you're using to pay your employees. So now your company, your startup, can't pay its 3,000 employees. You're probably going to go bankrupt unless you can get some money.
Yeah, your employees just going to leave and
Yeah.
nothing left.
Yeah. They're not getting paid. What are they going to do?
Find another
Tough,
job.
man.
And that don't happen overnight.
No. Shit.
That literally is happening as we speak, and it just started happening a couple of days ago.
Wow.
It's kind of a big deal.
That's interesting. So we're going to get a huge influx of people in the tech job... Not with the words. We're going to get a huge influx of people in the job sector within the... What's the word?
Tech industry.
Tech industry.
Yeah.
So the wages are going to go down.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
they might.
That's what happens, supply and demand. If there's more people in the job market, companies get to choose to pay them X amount of
You're
rate
right.
because they have the
There's
option
more
to pay
dem-
someone else.
Yeah.
It's more supply.
There's more supply.
Yeah, and like demand is still the same.
Yeah. But, it's weird because, like, last year they were talking about how many jobs are in the open market. Like, they're like, there's so many available jobs. So maybe the market can absorb this.
But that's the thing, though. A lot of them are open. Like, I was talking to a guy about this at the gym the other day. There are a lot of jobs in the job market. People aren't going to those jobs, especially our generation, the Gen Zs, the people who are just getting to the workforce, because they're not paying us a livable wage. Right? So I'd rather work for myself and get the paid same amount than work for someone else who's barely paying me enough to put food on the table.
Yeah. But as you're working for yourself, that's not like a guaranteed paycheck.
No, it's not. But I think that's better than working for someone else who treats me like dog shit and pays me barely enough to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I think that there's a lot of opportunities, like say in supply chain, the industry that I work in. Like a lot of I was reading an article, and a lot of young people aren't going into supply chain for whatever reason. UPS, if you work at UPS for 4 years as a driver, you get paid $100,000.
Nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And then they give you like health benefits. You get a bunch of different stuff. By the end of the day, all the additional benefits, like $145,000.
Oh, yeah, those health benefits add up.
And UPS is a good company. Like, I would say relatively speaking, like the number one supply chain company out there. Like, I think it's a respectable company. It's not like glamorous like being an investment banker or something like that.
Yeah.
But, it's respectable. And then like you could, and nowadays is about like, you can't just rely on your core company to like, if you're really trying to get to that next level, you can't just rely upon your 9 to 5. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't rely on one income anymore.
Nah, it's
Not in
hard.
this day and age.
It's hard, man. It is. So, and then, like my job, you have, you work, it's 8 to 6. You have to be very smart with organizing your time. Like I was telling you guys, like I try to leave the gym by 7 o'clock.
Right.
I got to start work by 8.
Yeah, of course.
So you have to be very organized. And then, like, you're signing deals, you're fielding questions about international shipping and air freight and cargo and claims. And, you're trying to partner with different colleagues to implement solutions. So, you're trying to bring on new clients because that's the name of the game. That's what that's the core responsibility.
How do you generate leads?
From your existing business is one way. LinkedIn is another way.
Really? Generate leads from LinkedIn?
There's software you can use. I haven't utilized it yet. To be honest, like I have such a large book of business, I don't have to go too hard in hunting for leads.
So you're just getting referrals at this point.
Amazon, a lot of people doing Amazon business in the Brooklyn area. So I get forwarded a lot of these Amazon shippers, and I'm able to initiate with them. That's one way. People are able to submit consultations on the website.
So your company gives you leads.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So a company gives us leads, and then the people who you're doing business with who are shipping $100,000 a year, they're not only using UPS.
No.
They're using the post office. They're using FedEx. They're using third-party logistics companies. They're doing DHL. So there's opportunity there.
Okay.
It's about you finding it.
Yeah, I think these are up to you. That's the one thing in sales that you're gonna learn the hard way. Everything is on you.
Yeah, but you in my channel, like we're already number one, arguably. So
you have that reputation of the company, and that automatically.
Sometimes I feel bad for like my the third party companies that UPS partners with, because it's so easy for me to get like these opportunities, and people just want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But some of these other companies, like people don't know who they are.
They have to hustle.
Yeah, and that reminds me of like when I was a stockbroker working, at National Securities. It's like, some people may know you, some people may not. For the people who do know you, they know like we're the dudes cold calling you all day and going hard for the business. So
that was me, man. I remember I used to call like 50 people a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes my entire day was just cold calling.
But that's good. Even though you may not, when you were doing it, it sucked. Looking back on it, I'm sure you're like, damn, like that. You learned some good things out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Being persistent.
Yeah, definitely. Like some people, even though I didn't close any deals with them, the conversations I had was so enlightening.
Yeah.
I remember I cold called this one client. We talked for 3 hours, and he invited me to his place afterwards.
Really?
The American Cooper on
That's hot.
I forgot the address, but it's one of the best luxury buildings in the city.
That's hot. I had a lot of fun doing it. I mean, it was frustrating because I didn't have the success I wanted.
Right.
But you build that mindset. You build the idea of like being consistent, being
Bro,
persistent. Not
I remember every single time somebody pick up, like I would just be like, I would hop and be like, "Hey, John, Rob Williams at National Securities. How are you?" Like your energy was you just be calling, like nobody's picking up, calling, going through the lead cards, going through. And 10 calls later, one buddy picks up. You're like, yo.
Yeah.
Because you can't be mad like low energy.
All right.
No, you have to, to maintain that.
But you can't also be too fake. Like they could pick up when you're scripted. And I remember when I first started, there was a script, bro, and they had you write it out.
Yeah.
And you can't deviate from it.
Really? Oh, that's annoying.
But they had like 10 different closes.
Really?
Yeah.
Different closing types?
Yeah.
Depending on the situation?
Because, the person would be like, listen, I got to talk to my wife, or they'd be
they have like different things. Right. So what would you say if someone was like, hey, I really need to talk to my wife about this,
I'd be like, Kev, I understand that you need to talk to your wife about this, and I respect that, but listen, you got to always bring it back. And like,
would you be like, oh, so who is the person that will be in the position right now to make this happen? If you tell them something like that,
bro,
and then you'll talk to the wife instead.
No. You never want to do that.
That's the thing.
Right?
You want to open the account and get them like a buy one, like just buy one bond now, John. Let's just test the waters and see how this goes. Let's just open the account.
All right.
Yeah, there's no
'Cause you-
no in sales.
We call it cold slam, bro.
Full slam.
Yeah, you're just trying to do it right now because you
Get
could
your
like
foot in the door.
Hmm?
Like get your foot in the door for the
Yeah,
person.
like, you're just going hard right there. Like you don't really
Yeah.
want to do that because then that kind of is like they're not gonna really want to talk to you after that.
The what?
Like just keep like
Following up.
yeah. There comes to a point where you just gotta like let them loose. Like
Yeah, you take-
it's like you're fishing and you're just trying to reel this fish in, but it don't want to come in.
Oh, okay.
You just gotta cut the line.
Right, right.
Yeah,
You wasting time because then you got to get on to the next calls. You know this guy's not gonna buy.
exactly. I
That's a good
remember like the statistics like first follow up you have like 80%, second like 75, until like the fifth follow up 50%. Afterwards, it's not worth it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in sales, like that's the beauty of sales. Like you learn all these tactics, how to talk to people, like
Yeah.
how people work.
Yeah.
Like there's not really the answer is never a no. It's like a subtle kind of no.
Right. Huh.
You can always change the no depending on how you play it. Like I had clients who just didn't like me, but after I had a conversation, I did Tai Chi with a client in an apartment once,
Yeah.
and afterwards she fell in love with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like fucking this. Imagine like you meet your real estate agent at an apartment. He makes you do Tai Chi because he sees you that fucking stressed. I'm like, you are more stressed about the market than I am. Like it's not your job to be stressed about the market. It's my job. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna crack a window. We're gonna do some Tai Chi. It's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she loved me. Like she would do anything I
Like
said.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like she even offered me a job.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have took it at that point, but at that time I was just focusing on real estate.
They built that connection though.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
build like the way you talk to people. Like if you make a genuine connection, that's awesome. It's the way I see real estate is that I treat my clients like I would treat my friends.
Right.
Right. I try to not look at people as numbers. I hate when salespeople do that. Like they look at everybody as a number and look at everybody as a fucking transaction. I'm like, dude, that's a horrible way to do business. Like, you're treating people like nothing. I try to make a genuine connection with as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Unless they disrespect me, that's a different story. And like you want to do business with your friends. That's why I realized like I'd rather do business with people who I like and admire than do business with people who only see me as a number.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about being genuine, right?
Being genuine. Hey, Rod, I had a question though. The other time you were telling me that you wanted to be the #1 salesman in the world, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty lofty goal.
That's
how
powerful.
would you? Yeah, it's powerful, bro. How would you like planning on trying to do that?
Oh,
or like trying to
man.
achieve that?
Yeah. So I literally want to be the #1 UPS salesman in the world.
In the world, right?
So-
yeah.
How do I want to achieve that, bro? So, like, first, obviously, is like learning the job. So, like, like I said, I started recently, so I got to learn like the fundamentals of using all the systems and stuff like that, so I could put together deals efficiently. And
Okay.
it's about being efficient,
Being efficient.
you know, because you have so many clients already, but to be the #1 salesman, it's about bringing more on.
Can I make a recommendation?
Go ahead.
Upwork.
Upwork.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
Upwork is a app or Upwork is a website that you get to hire freelancers from third world countries.
What is the freelancer going to do for me?
Whatever you tell them to do.
Find me more leads?
We can find you. I remember I hired a person in Pakistan, which I was paying him I paid him by contract. Some people pay them by hour, like $5 an hour. I paid him like $300 for however much time he posted, like 600 ads for me.
Yeah.
Right. So you just tell them what to do step by step, and they will do it for you.
All right. I like the sound of that.
Leverage your time. Leverage your time and money. Because if you have the money, give it to someone else who's $500 to you might not be worth that much, but to them it's worth a lot, and they will do a lot more for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for finding leads, that might be a good thing to do. But again, it's a multi-step process to get somebody to start shipping.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like getting phone numbers from people that you're attracted to. You can get 100 phone numbers, but are you closing the deal? Are you actually like going out on dates and stuff like that after you get those numbers?
Okay.
So I could get all the leads and I could put all of them in the pipeline, and you could tell me about all the opportunity. But are you shipping?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate determination of if you were successful or not. Because I'm kind of going through that right now, I'll be 100% honest. Like, I have opportunities, but, for whatever reason, like, some of them aren't shipping right now. And it's, like, affecting, like, the flow. You know, so you have
Is there a busy season, or is it the same throughout the entire
There
year?
is a busy season in the logistics industry. It's around Christmas.
That makes sense.
You know, so a lot of things happen around that time with the different logistics companies, busy season being one of them. So the transition from the end of a year to the beginning of the next, it's an up and down, it's a more of a wavy, dynamic time. I'll put it like that. It's dynamic. It's dynamic. And I've only been in the industry for 1 year, so I'm just learning about that dynamic. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, my goal is to really hone in the efficiency, you know, be able to implement the deal early in the week so I can tie it up by later in the week and make sure you start shipping by Monday of the following week.
You want to try to close it though ASAP.
I need it closed.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then I need, you know, my responsibility is to see clients in person. So I need to see a certain amount of people in person every single day. The more, the better. But then you also have to do the computer work and document everything that you do.
I'm saying the computer work, the grunt work.
Yeah.
Leverage that away.
But you can't. There's only but so much you can do because a lot of the systems are internal.
Of course.
You know, because you would love to, but the responsibility is on you. You're the general. Like literally, I'm the CEO of UPS Brooklyn.
Right. Oh,
That
wow.
I was the MC for the sales kickoff. Like the New York City sales kickoff, Northeast Zone. I was the MC.
Nice.
And the theme of the event was own it.
Own
The
it.
theme was own it. Own it. Own your territory. Be the CEO of whatever you are doing.
That's the energy you need to bring.
That's it.
Yeah.
Be the CEO. Every day you wake up, you're the CEO. You know, and I'm the CEO of UPS Brooklyn, literally. Call my supervisor right now. She'll tell you. Rob's the CEO of UPS Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fire.
She'll tell you that, you know? And it may not, I'm not, obviously not the CEO, but
You gotta act like it. Walk like the king, or like you don't give a fuck what a king is.
bro, if you see me after I leave the gym Monday through probably 4 days out of the week, I'm wearing a tie, bro.
No.
I wear a tie, suit jacket. I might wear jeans, but I'll have on dress shoes.
I used to do it after the gym.
You know, but because it puts you in that mentality of a boss. It allows people respect you more because they see
Right.
like you're put together.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're just making moves from that power position. Like, you know, if you're wearing sweats, you know, nothing wrong with it. Like, if you're that type of person who go hard in sweats, go hard in sweats. But, like, go hard in sweats in the gym and then go hard, you know, put on the business fit so you could people respect you. You already know.
Yeah.
You know,
The first impression they see is visual. All visual.
And if you're trying to be that ambitious and successful and build a team of ambitious, successful people, you know, you want to have that. When you go into the military, everybody has that uniform on. Why do they wear the uniform? What's significant about a uniform?
Is it like a symbol of discipline?
I was thinking more unity.
Partly,
Or
it's
something like
discipline,
that.
unity. The discipline, though, like, why do they make you make your bed up so perfectly? Why does everything have to be so perfect in the military?
I think that's a mentality. Like you have to carry yourself a certain way, a certain level.
It's part of the mentality, and
Yeah.
it translates to everything else.
Yeah.
Like how you clean your weapon when you're with your crew out in the field. Like, you're gonna be on point with everything.
Yeah, I remember one of the first things I learned when I was in sales is dress to impress.
Yeah,
Like back then, I was always wearing suit and tie, even when I wasn't closing any deals.
yeah. And your shoes. Like, if somebody pulls up and your shoes all busted, you're like, yo, this dude needs some new shoes. But even if your car is dirty, but you have the illest wheels and they look mad fresh, your car could be a little dirty, but your rims are like clean.
Yeah.
People are like, all right, you got some nice rims on
People
there.
didn't look at these things. But on that note, we have to get. Our time is up. So if you were to give one piece of advice to the listeners, what would you tell them?
Treat others how you want to be treated.
I like that.
Treat others like you would like to be treated. I would say be proactive about things. Be proactive about what you want to do and what you want to accomplish.
Nice.
I would say, yeah.
Nice.
I would say first impressions matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.